Hi guys, so I'm going to talk about Quizlet today. Um, there's a lot of features on this website, so I really suggest looking through everything yourself because I think it's a great tool. I'm just going to go through some of the basics and my favorite features, just because, like I said, there's a lot, so it would take a really long time if I went through everything. But I used this a lot when I was in undergrad, and I found it to be a really helpful study tool. So I could see myself giving an assignment to my students so that they can use it to study for tests, things like that. As a teacher, you can also like make some of the sets and then give them to your students, or you can have them collaborate and work on sets. So how you would do that is when you create a study set, you just enter a title. So, for example, if I was going to do like a unit test coming up, I could have different groups of students working on different subjects within the unit. And then at the end, all of the students could get access to each other's sets and then they could use it to study for a test. So, this is kind of how everyone would gain access. So, when you make it, you can make it visible to everyone. Um, you can make it visible to people with a class or a password, and then just me, and then same thing with editable. So you can also create classes. Obviously, you saw that, and then you could just make it visible to the whole class once everyone finished theirs. So back to the sets. Some of my favorite features of this, well, one that I found really helpful when I was a student was Learn. So as you can see right here, it's like 191 remaining, 0 familiar, and 0 known well. So basically what this does is it kind of makes it almost like a test. Um, so as you can see, it has like a question, and this is
Dehydration. RBC count is not elevated, but hematocrit is high.
sorry. So you can just look at this and then you would match it. And then obviously I didn't get this one right. So it says this is a correct answer, this is what you said, and then you can just continue. And once you start getting that question right more, it'll move it into the known well category. And then it just keeps shuffling the ones that you don't know, and you just keep repeating it until you learn it. So for me, that was a really good study resource because that's just kind of like how I learned. And then you can also do write, where it gives you a definition and then you type the answer. So let's just do this. Okay. And then it gives you the correct answer. Sometimes it'll have you like repeat typing what the correct answer is. So that's kind of good for people who need to write it down. And then it also has a different game. So there's a matching game, and then this is more of like a game. It's called Gravity, and you have to type in the answer until there's like asteroids, and you can't let it hit the ground. So if you get it right, then it goes away. So what I also like is that you can like customize it so much. So you can answer with a definition or a term. They can make it random. You can also select your difficulty. And then, say you're having trouble with certain terms, you can star those ones and then you can just study those. Um, so, those are a couple of the things that I really like about it. Another thing that's really cool is that there's tons of study sets that are public. So, for instance, let me just type in like evolution. And then all of these different sets are going to come up. Um, so, you could make some as a teacher. They could find some from other students in different classes. Sometimes it can even be as specific as like if you type in a chapter of a certain book, it'll have it. So yeah, I just think it's a really good resource. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all like the basic things that I wanted to go over and some of my favorite features. But I really recommend this website. I found it really helpful when I was a student, and I think your students would find it really helpful as well.